A few years ago, a mother of one of my students told me, listen, your educational approach is not helping the girls. You can't spend all day telling them how beautiful they are, how good they are, how wonderful they are. You have to set goals and see what they can improve. If they don't know what they're not good in or at, right? If they don't know what they're not good at, how will they ever get better? And I answered her, if they don't know what they are good at, how will they get better? What motivates a person to grow? Awareness of their weaknesses or awareness of their strengths? This parashat Hukat, really teaches us how one should relate to things that are happening in his life. In order for someone to move forward, to improve, to make progress, I believe that they must first and foremost know what they are good at. And being told that I'm not good enough doesn't make me want to improve or to do better next time. It just makes me want to cry. So let's learn from this parasha. In our parasha, the Kohen takes cedar wood, which is etz erez, right? And hyssop, which is ezov, and other components, and he makes this special purifying water. When this water is sprinkled on a person, they are purified from the impurity of contact with the death, what is called tum'at met. You have to, the Kohen has to spritz this water on you, and then you are tahor. And cedar wood, etz erez, is a tall and proud wood, and represents human greatness, the sense of I exist, I'm big, I have the strength, I can do it. And on the negative side, it can represent arrogance, a person that thinks that he runs the world and everything is under his control. And Zov is a lowly shrub, I think you say it, right? You help me out with the English, remember? That's I do my best and you help me out at home with your English. And this Zov represents humbleness and the ability to be a person, a soft person, a person who knows that he's not really in charge of anything. And this also has a negative side to it, right? Because if a person feels that he's worthless, that he's nothing, then there is no way that he can do anything in life. Not in Avodat Hashem, not in parenthood, partnership, work, nothing. If a person feels that he's nothing, then he really can do nothing. And I want to look at these two components, the cedar and the hyssop, through beautiful words by the Netivot Shalom, the Slonim Rabbi. And he says like this, I'm quoting, the cedar comes before the hyssop to teach you that the aspect of the cedar has greater impact on a person. Through understanding the greatness of a Jewish soul and what they are capable of, since they are the son of the king. And can anything limit what the son of the king can achieve? In contrast, if one begins by focusing on their own lowliness, which is a word that is too similar to loneliness, but it's a different word, there's a danger that the fallen one will fall entirely. And then he quotes a pasuk from Bereshit. And she grabbed him by his garment. Therefore, it says first cedar. Okay, so we understand the Netivot Shalom. The Netivot Shalom says, you are right, you need to have them both. You need to feel like you're on top of the world. You can do everything. I can do everything. And on the other hand, you have to know that you are really nothing. You are really, without Hashem, you are really nothing. And of course, you need both components. And of course, you need to balance. But question is, which comes first? And he quotes this pasuk that regards Yosef, right? That I will read it in a second. But how is Yosef connected to Tum'at Met, to Etz Erez? How is that connected? So when Yosef is with Potiphar's wife, in a near impossible situation, okay, his whole body is burning with desire, and he's about to give in. And now there's a remarkable verse saying so. And after these things, his master's wife cast her eyes upon Yosef, and she said, lie with me. But he refused and said to his master's wife, behold, my master does not concern himself with anything in the house, and he has placed everything in my hands. There is none greater in this house than I, and he has not withheld anything from me except you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great evil and sin against God? Now this is an atomic bomb, okay? Because the reason why can't I do it? Why can't I do it? I can't do it. Ani gadol. I'm a big person. I have big values. I have big arachim. I have things that lead my life. I'm a very, very big and tall tree. I can't do it. And she grabs him by his clothing, right? So in Hebrew, the words beged, which is clothing, and bgida, which is betrayal, are very similar. And she grabs him and she says, who are you fooling? You're not a tzaddik. You've fallen so many times. You've fallen here, and you're not good at this, and you're not good at this, and you have to improve in this. And she tries to find the way, to find the crack that through which she can go in. And she tells him, you're not big. You're not big. You make a lot of chataim. You're not big. But when Yosef manages to recall the Cedar within himself, as the Netivot Shalom says, a Jew is the son of the king of the universe, and has infinite power. And when he knows his immense worth, there is none greater in this house than I. Then how could I do such a wrong? I really am a great person. Ani gadol, ani gdola. I'm a great person. I'm a cedar. And I look at myself and I think, I know this is how my mom looked at me, and I really hope that this is how I look at my kids. But I look at myself and I see my greatness. I see who I really am. And that gives me the strength not to fall. Of course, this trait of cedar needs guarding, okay? Because if you keep on telling yourself, I'm so amazing, I'm the best, I'm the perfect person in the world, then for sure you're not gonna become a good Jew. You're not gonna become a good husband or a good wife or a good child or a good whatever. If a person only sees himself as this big person, and if you don't know that you have flaws, then you're not going anywhere in life, right? And the question is, what comes first? First of all, I'm a good person, I'm capable, and I'm the son of Hashem, and Hashem loves me deeply. He gave me such a precious gift, and I'm simply not going to do this. I'm not going to fall. I'm not going to betray. I'm not going to live good. So I leave my clothes. I leave et habeged sheli behind, because I know who I really am. And what does your child hear from you? What do you hear from you? From what starting point do you enter the struggles of life? Tumat met, the impurity of death, is the highest level of impurity, the most severe, and it's really hard. It's hard. How can I approach it? Sometimes I reach rock bottom. And this parashat Hukat, and the Chumash entirely, Chumash Bamidbar, and really like our life, are full of opportunities to die physically, mentally, spiritually, to give in and just say, okay, I can purify. There's no way. אני לא יכול להיטהר מהמצב הזה. And we just need to recall that we are really gdolim. There is no one greater in this house more than us. So I wish you a Shabbat Shalom and all the best. And I'm so excited I have this opportunity to talk to you. Please leave comments and tell me how it was for you hearing this short Dvar Torah.